Yo, what is going on, YouTube friends and family out there? I am well overdue to make another video for you guys. Let's see. Today is day 128. Wow, if you can believe that. 128 days from the day I jumped off. Um, wow. In so many ways, it feels like it was just yesterday. And then in other ways, it feels like it was a lifetime ago. So you guys want to know? You want to know where I'm at? You want to know how I'm feeling? You want? It's been 128 days, man. You better say you're 100%, or I'm gonna flip out. I think I'm finally comfortable saying that I'm at 100%. And I've said before in other videos, like the whole percentage thing, and trying to say whether I'm like perfectly okay now or whether there's still a ways to go. It can be a little bit of an arbitrary thing, right? Um, but when I've been really, really, really paying attention to my body and my emotions and all of my functions, my gastrointestinal, and um, I think at this point it really is down to just the way that I take care of myself, which is kind of true for most people. I mean, you are what you eat, and all of those kinds of sayings, and it's completely true. When we get off of the Suboxone, for me, the Suboxone covered up uh, whatever was wrong with me at the time. If I was, not eating right, or if I wasn't sleeping enough. I mean, the Suboxone, it made me feel like Superman in a lot of different ways. I mean, I could get 2.5 hours of sleep, pop up, hop in the shower, and then jump on my bike and ride 6 miles to work in the rain, and not really feel the effects of it in the way that a person should in those circumstances. What I'm finding now, really having this stuff absolutely out of me, and really being sort of on my own and the training wheels very much off at this point, I really am able to feel my body and spirit and see where I'm at in a way that I can't remember, the last time I was able to do that. Um, I can eat a really good, healthy, wholesome meal and feel healthy and wholesome afterwards. And in that same vein, I can eat some McDonald's and feel pretty darn awful afterwards. Um, the more that I take care of myself, the more that I nourish myself, get the right amount of sleep, meditate, listen to music that sort of soothes me, and just sort of take care of my body and spirit. Everything else sort of seems to take care of itself. Um, I don't think about drugs. I mean, I don't think about Suboxone aside from, of course, checking in with you guys and going back and forth with people in comments and that's the type of thinking about Suboxone that I don't mind. I love fellowshipping with people, trying to pass on some little piece of what helped me in the hopes that it might help somebody else, just one person somewhere, because this is tough. And it's so easy to be on the other side of it where I am now. And let me be perfectly clear, when I say on the other side of it, I'm not suggesting, and never will I suggest, that I'm no longer a drug addict, or that this is no longer a lifelong issue for me or anything like that. I just mean in the sense of being on the other side of the acute withdrawal, and on the other side of the fear and the unknowing about it. I can remember, I'm going back and forth with people in my comments just as we speak, and people are wrapped up in the fear and the anticipation of the thing. It's kind of like it's like before the Super Bowl or before a major sporting event. The players, there's jitters. There's it's like they've all sort of, they have all the information, they know what's going to happen, they know the other team, right? They know the game, they've been playing it their whole lives, but there's just like this build up and this that we do to ourselves, especially if you find yourself reading horror stories about people going through terrible withdrawals, and then we psych ourselves out and we figure that's what's going to happen to me. um, I really think that causes so much of what we go through. I know that it does. I know that it does because I could sort of step out of myself and see myself in one moment sort of not obsessing about what was going on with me and my symptoms. And then I would sort of find myself suddenly stuck in a thought process, a negative thought process, in that fear. And then suddenly the sweats would come on, and the anxiety and the RLS, and my stomach would turn, right? And like, mind and body, I'm not here to suggest that the withdrawal isn't a real physical thing, that it's just some, manifestation that we create with our mind, but I am convinced that we exacerbate the symptoms severely by buying into the fear and yeah, I mean, just obsessing about a thought or something that is just, something that you read or something that you fear. So at this point, like, what do I want to tell people? I mean, here I am. I'm saying I'm 100%. I'm saying I'm well. I'm saying I'm on the other side of this thing. So, like, what real wisdom do I have to pass on to people here? Well, here it goes. First and foremost, and above all else, we make this process what it is to an extent. Very surely, the process will be dictated by how much you took, how long you took it, and what kind of health you are in going into this. But aside from that, we really do have a lot of control. A lot of, I don't say control. Control is the wrong word, but we have the capacity to make this easier on ourselves or to make it a lot harder on ourselves based on sort of the nature of our spiritual condition when we go into it, and how we're able to sort of maintain. My dog's having a bad dream. This is my doggy. Hey, you okay, buddy? Oh, look at him. Look who's awake. Look who's awake. This is Mr. Woods. Hi, buddy. He's shy. All right, back to business. Um, just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Um, not, I've said this before. I'll say it again. There's nothing special about me. I am as regular a dude as you're ever gonna meet in your life. Um, I'm not a professional athlete. I wasn't in incredible health going into this. Uh, I'm not in incredible health now. Um, I'm just somebody who was ready, and nobody can tell you when you're ready. I really believe that everybody has to sort of find that moment for themselves. Um, but just really, really try and work on your spiritual condition. And when I say spiritual condition, I'm not talking about like flipping open a Bible, unless, of course, that's something that helps your spiritual condition. But what I mean is just learning to breathe, not obsessing about the horror stories, concentrating on the positive stories, like mine, and there's plenty of other ones, um, and just constantly reaffirm to yourself that this is going to get better. Absolutely, this too shall pass. You know, all of the cliches, and they're true. You know, I wouldn't tell you to think or to say those things to yourself if I didn't believe that they were true. If I were sitting here now at this point after all this time and I still felt like trash and I couldn't sleep and I couldn't eat, I would I would tell you guys, you know what? Uh, maybe just stay on the Suboxone for the rest of your life because I mean, who's gonna go through that for that long, right? Um, but that's not the case. The case is that I'm here 128 days later and I'm quite well. Um, I can go back at any time and check out my first couple of videos and just you can just see how misfiring my brain was the word how miswired my brain was, I guess I should say. I mean, like I was okay and I was making a couple videos and getting my thoughts out as best I could, but I can just see it in my face and in my eyes that I just wasn't all there. And I can remember wondering if I was going to be stuck like that forever. And I think that's what we all fear the most is that, okay, I'm going to quit the Suboxone, but what's the end game? I mean, nobody wants to quit the Suboxone if they are going to feel like how they feel, 2 weeks in forever. And it's really easy to convince ourselves that we're going to be stuck like that forever. But you won't. You won't. You just won't. Um, but you have to make it, and time is the only thing that will cure. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. It's not a short amount of time. But things got a little bit better every single day. I mean, what more can you ask for? Um, I think that many of us, if not most of us, kind of knew the nature of Suboxone when we got into it. If you didn't, that's unfortunate. Um, but knowing that it's a long term thing that will take some time to get off of once you've been on it. There's going to be a price to pay at the end, and I think I don't want to say we all knew that, but many of us knew that. So if you're here and you're at that point where you are ready to sort of pay that toll, so to speak, you know, it's what we all sort of planned for, if you will. So, not really sure what else to add at this point. I love that you guys comment in my comment section on my videos. I really, really try hard to thoughtfully and promptly um, reply to every single comment that I get. I know how it is when you're laying there in bed and it's 3 in the morning and you can't sleep and you can't get any kind of peace and you're trying to communicate with somebody and get some answers and get some fellowship and like I I get that. I really, really, really get that. And there's like nothing more that I want to do than to be here for somebody who is in that moment. So let me be that person for you if you are having one of those moments or if you just want to chat. And certainly people who commented on my videos early and said that they were about to start their journey, please continue to check in, let people know in the comments section how far along you are, because people read the comments. I know I did when I was going through these videos in my early days. I would read every comment. I would sit up all night long and I would watch a video, and if I liked it, I would read all the comments and try to find some hope and some guidance. So, we're all in this together. Um, Nobody is alone here. Um, I think that's all for this video. I really, really wish you guys the best. Check in with me, and I will do my best to make videos more often than I have been lately. All right, take care.